Hey guys, so yesterday I built an agent that reads my bookmarks from X and researches the topics, pulls them into a folder, organizes them, finds connections between topics, and also writes content angles and quick write-ups on the content as well. It kind of works as like a knowledge bank for me when I learn new AI tools from Twitter. So I'll show you guys how I built that and also my new agent framework structure that I created that kind of helps me kind of mimic the success of OpenClaw with how I build my agents, give them more memory, more personality, give them more autonomy. Just a new way I'm experimenting with building agents. Here's kind of a presentation on what I did and kind of explaining how it works. Essentially, this is what it is. It's a folder structure that gives the agent all of its instructions and its identity through Markdown folders. So for those of you who don't know, Markdown files are the best way for agents to read your instructions. And this is what made OpenClaw so great. It was a collection of Markdown folders that had stuff about you, persistent memory, context, tools, just heartbeats that ran at a certain time. This is why it was so great. So this is what I try to pull from with my own framework. We have the identity, instructions, context, journal, output. This is a channel from me to the agent, bookmark brain. The intern I gave it. And then down here are just some Python scripts that it uses to run MCP from X and set up stuff, and also a shared channel where the two agents can communicate. So the reason why most AIs are disappointing is because every session you re-explain who they are. You give it a new prompt. You paste instructions. You lose context when the chat resets, and the outputs are pretty inconsistent as well. There's no memory between conversations. I'm not talking about the memory that chat has of you, where it knows you work in consulting and broad facts like that. I'm talking about like real detailed memory that is not lacking. What a file-based framework gives you is the agent knows you from day one. The instructions persist and also evolve and self-improve as the agent completes more runs. Memory carries across sessions. The behavior is consistent. The results are consistent. And the agent improves the more you use it. So first, with the identity, this is the soul.md. This is the tone, the values, the limits. This is who your agent is, how you want it to act. The next folder is instructions, which includes the bootstrap, which is your first run. What questions does it ask you? What does it do? How does it populate your profile? It learns more about you by asking questions. Then you have the daily playbook, which is the prompt that tells you what to do, the workflow, decision trees, the session protocol, boot sequence and startup, those things. So for the rules, the guardrails, this is what the agent can do, how to handle errors, what the quality thresholds are. And this gets better and better as the agent runs more and more. And then escalation, a bit more vague, but things it does freely, things it should ask about, the default, like when in doubt, ask the user. For context, these are your tools, APIs, integrations, MCPs, file paths, connected services, platform-specific notes. This might be your X API or your Google Chrome or your Playwright MCP that gives your agent browser access, things of that nature, and where to find files so it doesn't spend hours looking for it on your Mac, burning tokens. Also, your user MD, this is your profile. This is who you are, your name, role, time zone, preferences, priorities. So this can improve as well, where the agent learns more and more about who you are and how to best serve you. Next, the journal. This is a bit more simple, but your daily logs. So it's going to give you notes from each session, what it did, decisions made, blockers hit. The agent reads the notes from yesterday and then makes better decisions the next time. Memory is your long-term memory. These are promoted facts that are permanent. Preferences, key, context. This is updated regularly based on the user. And then change log. This is things that the agent can propose for itself to change. It logs what the change might be and why it wants to do that change. It says if behavior drifts, this tells you why. So you can look at things the agent's been doing and changes it's made and, hey, do I like the way this is leading or no? Here's the boot sequence. Identity, user, memory, tools, task. Who am I? What do I serve? What happened last? What can I use, etc. And then here's just a basic run through of what it does once it has those 5 ready to go. Agents need to talk, just like real coworkers. If you have 2 agents in the same folder like I do, I gave them a shared channel where bookmark brain can talk to the intern Clippy, give them instructions. They can go back and forth and just kind of give them a personal element. I thought it'd be fun to kind of see how they talk, what they say. Like I said, agents can have agents. I could have changed the prompt to fix the file name structure, but I decided it'd be more fun to give him an intern and see how that interaction goes. So that's what Clippy does. He reads the folders, he renames them, keeps them clear and concise and easily understood. It's an autonomous loop. That's how I designed it. You pull new bookmarks, processes and enriches them, researches the topics, organizes them, synthesizes patterns between different bookmarks, and then it creates content for me. It'll read about the bookmarks and write me some angles for LinkedIn just to help me kind of give some ideas. But the best thing is, for me, it gives me a knowledge bank of things that I would have forgot about or would have got buried in my bookmarks. But now I have an organized folder of what I've got from it and that I can read those and get inspiration. As you can see here, 70 plus bookmarks, 4th synthesis insights, 3 LinkedIn drafts, 0 human intervention, which is slightly a lie. I had to fix on the initial run, it couldn't pull the X API because of the Claude's virtual sandbox protocol. So I had to give it an MCP, which seemed to work fine. And yeah, the framework evolves. It gets better over time. The rules populate more and more. Never use Chrome browser tools. Be mindful of X API costs. Not every bookmark is worth processing. Don't waste time on memes. Learn patterns. This agent figures out what works well and repeats that, and what doesn't work well and stops doing that. And then the audit trail, unchanged log is just everything that's been changed, every modification. So now I'm going to let you guys see a peek into what actually happens in this folder in the shared channel, and what the outputs have been. So first, if we go to Knowledge Bank, we have content right here. So topics is better. So we have topics, AI agents, AI culture, AI economy, LLMs, Quen 3.5, nothing in there yet. AI agents, we have 15 different tweets it wrote about. So some of these are, there we go. Some are empty, some aren't. But here are the topics, the insights. Some of these still need renamed by Clippy, but that's what the knowledge bank looks like. Those are the things I can read, the markdowns. And then if we go to from grading to bookmark brain, this is what I've sent it. So I said, first message, if you have very few bookmarks, don't waste tokens trying to synthesize ideas. Got it. If the well is dry, I won't force it. I asked it, what do you want the intern's nickname to be? He said Clippy. There you go. I also told it, hey, don't forget to check out the shared channel markdown, which is where the two agents communicate. He got that too. Here's the shared channel. Clippy's telling him what he's done. This is today. This is today's third run. Ghost files, etc. Bookmark brain chimed in as well. So looks like Clippy's a bit more enthusiastic in here, but hey, back and forth communication is key. So last, I want to show you guys how to set up scheduled actions in Cowork. So here's bookmark brain run. This is the one I have. The prompt is simple. It just tells it, hey, read the files in this folder. This is an autonomous run. And then it knows what to do. It goes through all the markdowns and gets its instructions from there. The file path, so he lives in bookmark brain folder. He doesn't leave it, but he has the ability to use the X bookmarks MCP, which I gave it. If I want to edit something, I can change it here. Here's the prompt description. If I want a different model, I can change it here, but I recommend using Claude Opus if you're using some complex tasks. Folder to work in. There you go. If you want to schedule something, say, hey, check my email every day at 3 p.m. and write me a report on my latest emails. So, hey, let's do that. Once it reads that, it's going to give me a prompt. Hey, would you like to schedule this for this time? Here you go. So we got the little box here. Check Gmail inbox daily at 3 p.m. and write a summary report of recent emails, details. Great. There's the prompt it has. Awesome. I'm not going to schedule it. I don't need to, but that's how it works. And it's super simple as well. And you'd be surprised. Claude Cowork is a bit like Claude Code. It can work nonstop for pretty much as long as it needs to based on the task. So if you give Cowork a great prompt and great integrations and permissions, it can run 8 to 10 to 12 different tasks for you in a row and run for 10, 20 minutes. So here's a peek into the tab on Cowork where it works. You can see we have 7 different phases of progress, which takes about 10, 20 minutes to run. And then we have the connectors here, which is the X bookmarks MCP, Exa for search, and then grade and writing style for writing like me. And here's just the work that the agent's done, but here's how it looks from within Cowork. All right, so that's about all for today. I'm looking forward to improving this framework into V2, getting more and more integrations and tools set up, and kind of improving the self-improvement and giving it more autonomy on my Mac. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching the video. Hope you enjoy this one, and stay tuned for a Perplexity computer tutorial later this week. Thank you.